Sunim, what a beautiful day we have.
Truly beautiful. It's a little windy, but it's good. It's good. It's here is the whole area, the whole orientation is toward southwest. So in the afternoon and from noon in the morning in the winter, the sun really comes up a little bit late. From it's behind the mountains. But during the day when it's sunny, it's warm. Even if it's cold, it's warm. It's a nice place.
But where are we?
Where are we?
Because maybe not everybody is. But okay, first is first. Maybe not everybody knows who you are. So.
My name is Chon, and I'm a monk. In Korea, we call them Sunims. I'm a monk I became a monk in Korea in 2009. And we are in Poland it's the mountains, but it's the town of Wisla. And we found a land here about 25 years ago, which was very good layout geomancy wise, so configuration of the terrain, and it was good layout to put a place which eventually will become a temple, where monks, Polish Sunims, could actually come and live, and everybody is welcome. But the whole idea behind it was when Sunims, Polish monks and nuns who live mostly in Korea, when they come back to Poland, they have no home, they have no place. We have several Zen centers in Europe, but these are Zen centers when mainly lay people live, and it's relatively small, so there's no place where we can just stay and live and practice, because our lifestyle is a little bit different than lay people. So the whole idea was, okay, this is the place where maybe in the future, when we practice here, we already started the practice on this land a few years ago, then eventually we'll build a home for us, which is called a temple. And of course, the mainstay of our practice is Zen meditation. So the idea is to build a Zen meditation room, and the place is open for everybody. It's not just for monks or nuns. It's for anybody who wants to come and practice with us. So everybody is welcome. Right now it's a little bit difficult because the place, you can see this little hut behind us when it's over there, the brown building, and that's only one place for one monk or nun or one person to do practice and stay. And the conditions here are a little bit rough. We have to cut the firewood, we have to make wood, we don't have electricity yet, but slowly it's changing, and the mountain is accepting us here.
I can see some solar panels there.
Yes, so let's put it this way, there is enough light. In the summer we have enough light inside, enough electricity. In the winter, around the end of December, when the days are shortest, you have to be very careful. So when I practice here in the winter, most of the daylight in December is only 8 hours. So all of the practice I just burn candles and I use the candle light. It's a little bit difficult, not very comfortable. but it's okay, it's fine.
So how many cultures have you done here?
Here this was my third winter. I did 3 winter retreats and 1 semi-retreat in the summer, last summer. I had to stay in Poland because of the COVID, the pandemic restrictions. I couldn't go back to Korea, so I stayed in the summer also. And I did working retreat. I was working around here because there's a lot of work. And so altogether I have 4 seasons. And the idea right now is we do it the traditional way every winter and every summer. Some Sunim here does 100 day or 90 day 3 full moon retreat. And this was my 3rd time in the winter, so it's compared to the first winter, it's very comfortable now.
Well, there were other Sunims practicing here.
Yeah,
Yes?
yeah. Another winter, we did 4 winter retreats, and I did first one. The second one was Ilam Sunim, Polish monk who lives in Korea in Musangsa, and I did the 2 winters in a row. This was my 2nd winter in a row, and in the summer, first summer here was Hyunmun Sunim, who Polish monk who found this land, and we decided that we just bought a camper or a camping trailer, and he spent the first summer here living in the trailer, and very quickly I was going to come here subsequent winter, and when he was staying here in the summer in the trailer, he noticed that it's very hot in the trailer in the summer. So he thought, and it was justified, that it would be very cold in the winter. So very quickly somebody helped us and built this little kind of building, which inside of that there is still a camping trailer. We call this place sometimes Trailer Sa, which trailer as a camping trailer and Sa as a temple. And then I lived inside this trailer. It's insulated, so but I installed the first retreat. I didn't have a wood stove in the very beginning, so I had to install the chimney, the wood stove. The water was only the water in the bottles, which I brought with me, and it was kind of difficult.
So, you were explaining me today something about opening the mountain. Can you say something about the opening the mountain?
Yeah, the process. If somebody wants to build a practicing place, traditionally in Buddhism, if a monk or nun wants to build a temple, it's not about money. It's just about practicing on this place. And usually one person comes and lives in one place for 3 years. We decided to do it together. So yes, I spend most of the time I was sitting here, but there are other monks who come and practice. Hetong Sunim, who is Juji Sunim, or Vice Abbot of Musangsa, he came and he sat here a summer 2 years ago, and another Korean monk, Doban of mine, was sitting one summer here too. So we just kind of share this practice. But basically after like 3 years of continuous practicing here, then the mountain will open or will react to our presence. And this, in Buddhism we call this process Ge-san. These are 2 Chinese characters. Ge means unlock with the key, literally unlock, and san is mountain, unlocking the mountain. So if we practice here, and because we already found the place, right? People found the place. Now the place has to find us or accept us. We accepted it, we liked it. Now the mountain has to accept us. And it may sound very obscure or mystical, but there's nothing mystical about it. You just come, you put practice energy, and opening of the mountain demonstrates itself or manifests itself in local people here in the town of Wisla accepting us, people in Poland who are part of the Buddhist community, Sangha, coming here and being interested in this place and coming here to help. And both of those things are already happening. Yeah? It's in the local language, dialect. Local people are called Stella, which means they are from here. So they already joke with me that I'm becoming Stella, and I say to them, no. After I die here, then I will be Stella. that process never ends. But people are very nice. I had a kind of an incident this winter, or a meeting with somebody local, when I had to go to the drugstore to get some medicine, and I was coming back up the mountain, and he was talking to some woman, and the woman was saying, "Oh, the tourist is coming." And this guy who knows me, young man, he says, "No, he's not a tourist, he's ours." So this was very nice, because some people think we are already here and we are part of this mountain, and that's the process. So I think the time is coming, and we will be going to meet the mayor of the city this year, and start the legal process, and then slowly money. We don't have money yet, but the money will appear, and if the mountain opens wide, that means a lot of energy will appear, means a lot of people will come and want to be here, or enough money will appear, so we'll build something maybe bigger. If there will be a little opening, then we'll build something smaller, but something will happen. I don't know what yet. I have no idea.
We also decided to start the original Buddha temples project here in this area for the reasons which I explained in previous videos. And I am very happy to announce that we'll actually start planting trees very, very soon here on the land which UNSU Foundation, the owner of the place, the owner of... How much land do you have
We
already?
have... okay, this is... we have... I'll give you all of the units I know. We have about 2.4 hectares of land, which comes to almost 7 acres, a little bit less than 7 acres. And in pyongs in Korean measure, it's 1 hectare is about 3,000. We have about more than 7,000 pyongs. So it's a significant chunk of land, and it's certainly enough for us to build. We're not going to use the whole land to build. No, we want to put a forest on big part of it and maintain the forest which was here. But the idea is, because this land is kind of interesting, it's right on this ridge which goes from the top of the mountain down to the town, and it's kind of not very useful for local people, because you cannot you cannot do the farming here. It's too much rocks. It's just, they call it grappa, the stones which stick from the ground. And if you start digging here, there's just stones, loose rocks. So you can't, it's not a good pasture land. It's just good maybe for forest.
It's excellent for forest.
Yeah, it's good for forest, but local people, when they have forest, they just cut the trees and either use it for their own needs as a wood, or they sell it to the sawmill. But as everybody knows, you cut the grown-up trees which was growing for 50, 60 years, then you have to plant a new one, and then you have to wait 40 years before you can cut it again. So for them, this land doesn't have that much value. So what we think, our idea is to buy as much land as we can here, because it's not expensive, for two main reasons. One is create a buffer around our place, our future temple. So just to buffer it from the outside world a little bit. And second, this was all forest before. It was clear cut in 19th century, And this is all second growth, the trees around us, and a lot of those spruces are getting sick. We would like to bring it back to life and plant a lot of the trees which were native to this area and maintain the healthy forest for the benefits of everybody. So that was kind of amazing when Igor, when you appeared last year at the end of the winter retreat and started to talk to us about the original Buddha temples. I immediately thought, that's great. Let's do it. we want to do it. You want to do it. Wonderful. We can do it together. So.
Yeah, so we would like to buy as much land as we can around, and there is plenty of land. We had quite a long walk today, and Sunim shown me what is possible, and there are really many wonderful places where we can start new forests. But buying land, I don't know how much time we'll be collecting money for this. So I'm very happy that we can actually start planting trees on the land which UNSU Foundation already has here.
Yeah.
So we only have to buy seedlings and we'll do it in a month. Yes.
Yeah. We plan to do it this year. This spring started and then continue every season, planting season. So probably in the fall we'll do more, and in next spring we'll do more. Because although this land technically it's zoned as a forest, it has a lot of that is deforested. It doesn't have any trees. So we would like to actually restart it, and restore, revitalize the forest which was here. Because all those, this area is really good for forest, and the original trees here, what you see behind us, are mostly spruces, which were brought to this area in 19th century after the forest was clear cut. But the
spruces were, I read about it. They were, sorry, I interrupted you. They were not from here. They were not native.
No, they were actually from lowlands.
Yeah, they were brought from the south. No, they were from the mountains, but from southern mountains, from southern Alps, from Romania, and so they were performing well for 200 years, but at the moment when because of the global warming, temperatures started to rise, and they are dying now. So we will definitely and the trees which were native here, like firs and beeches, they are
doing well.
They are doing well.
Actually, I look. Your camera cannot see it, but I look there, and there is like one very nice old beech, several hundred years old. So some of them survived, and even when the spruce forest is dying, the new seedlings, it's very interesting. It's not spruce, it's mostly firs.
Mm-hmm.
And firs and beeches are seeding themselves too. So there's plenty of those around.
So in 4 weeks, we will start planting trees.
That's right.
We have Chon Sunim shown me the area. It's actually very big. So a lot of land we have to cover with forest. So we'll need many people for this, many seedlings. We haven't calculated it yet, but I think it will be 5,000 maybe necessary.
That's
maybe
a lot
3.
Of trees. That's a lot of trees
to plant.
That's more than I thought. When I spoke to Igor in the fall, I thought I would like to start in the spring, and he says, how many trees do you want to plant? I said, I don't know, 100, maybe 2, okay, 5. And he said, that's not much. And I didn't realize that actually when you plant the forest, you plant trees quite close to each other till it starts growing, and then eventually you have to thin it out. And some of the trees will survive, some will be eaten by the local animals, because we have a lot of hungry deer fall and rabbits and hares here. So they have to eat. So we will try to discourage them. We'll try to explain to them, please do not eat those trees. But I don't know if they listen.
Do you talk to them?
No, no. First winter, some of the fall came here, and they were actually on the meadow behind me. They were nesting. They were in the snow. They were sleeping there. So to them, I talked a little bit. But this winter, there were no. I saw very few of them because wolves started to come back. And they are afraid of them, so they went down close to the village because it's safer.
But I think if you do your chanting here, I think they come to listen.
Maybe, but it's like I will try. I will try to talk to them. I'll try to ask them nicely. We're not going to put any traps. We're not going to be rude for them or hurt them. But we'll try to explain. Please. Then there will be plenty of food for them once the forest grows. Actually, I thought of doing one thing, and maybe we will do it. Build like a feeder.
Yeah.
Get some from the meadow, some grass when they're cutting it, and just even somebody cut the grass on our land.
Yeah, we will help you to do this because it may actually help with maintaining the young forests. Because if we help animals, if we feed them, then they will be less tempted to graze the young trees.
Plenty of meadows and grass, and we can have some. And there are local people who actually cut it for feeding the livestock, and I can, we can either cut it ourselves or somebody without our permission cut grass on our land, because they have some government how do you say it, government gives them some money for keeping sheep, but in order to get this money they have to show that they cultivate land for sheep. So they cut grass on our land without asking us. It's okay, we didn't mind, but we have still some grassland. We can have our own grass, and we can ask somebody to cut and make the bales for us. We have it for the winter feed.
So there are actually two kinds of temples which appear here, and one is. Do you have a name already?
Trailersa.
Trailersa, yeah. At the moment it is Trailersa, but it's a very ambitious project, and it requires to build, actually to have some buildings here, and so it needs money, and so temples which will have walls, which will have roof, which there will be Buddha hall, there will be meditation hall, things like that. So a lot of money is needed for that. And the other kind of temple, original Buddha temple, which will have no roof, actually which will have roof
Sky
from the branches of trees and walls from the trunks of the trees. And those two projects are connected, but on the other hand, from the financial point of view, they are separated.
Yeah.
So it should be clear for you, if you donate some money, what do you want to donate? If you want to support original Buddha temples, that there are separate accounts, and if you give money for that, then for this money we buy land and plant trees. And if you want to support the UNSU Foundation initiative, then there are accounts of UNSU Foundation for creating the temple, which and I encourage everybody to do both, to support the original Buddha temple, to do your carbon offsetting and help us to to buy more land and to make more forest around, but at the same time to support Sunims here who are really doing great job here, who are practicing here, who are not going around and asking for money. They decided to start with practice, not with first making big buildings, but starting from everything from practice in severe conditions. But I encourage everybody to support also the creation of this monastery here.
Yeah, thank you. But let's focus on the original Buddha temples. That's the most important thing. We're just doing it slowly, and the time will come, the money will come. From where, I have no idea. The way we do fundraising is a little strange, because we don't do fundraising. It's not that money just comes. I talk to people about it, but from my experience, it just comes from unexpected, from the sources I never expected. And if I expect something, it usually doesn't. I don't get anything from there. So the best way is not to expect. Just trust the universe. Trust your practice. If the direction of our action, what we do, is very clear, then it will be supported. If it's not going to be supported, it means it's not clear. It's not like you have to do much of the fundraising. Actually, the name of the foundation, which is owner of the land, the members of the foundations are the Sunims in our Buddhist Sangha, monks and nuns, and the name of the foundation is UNSU. Those are two Chinese characters, and in Buddhism, first one is Un, which means cloud, drifting cloud, and the other one is Su, which means water, flowing water. So drifting cloud and flowing water. And those two characters are used to describe a practicing person. And practicing person, not just in narrow sense, practicing monk, those people are like clouds and water. They just move around freely, nothing can stop them, and they only look for a place to practice and for a good teacher and good people to practice with, people who want to practice. So we decided to choose this name because the purpose of the foundation is to make a home, a place, one of those places where the monks can practice, not only monks, it's wider, the whole Sangha, lay people also. And that's why the name UNSU, but that's drifting cloud and flowing water, that's the name. So if we act like that, go with no hindrance, time will come, the money will come too. And if it won't, that means more practice necessary. It's okay. I totally trust this process and have no plan. I don't, because you can plan whatever you want, and there were many people, and there even nowadays in the East there are many temples being built and they're empty because somebody had a plan and somebody had the money and they build a building and it's empty, but that's not the temple. The actually OBT project, Original Buddha Temples, this is closest to the temple it can get. Temple is not constrained by the walls.
It will be inhabited by animals, so it will never be empty.
We'll see. So anyways, it's exciting. I'm really happy that I can be a part of this project, and it's just what Igor does and proposes to do, wants to do, is not different what we are doing. Just the name and form is different, but actual direction is very similar. So.
Thank you very much, Sunim,
You're
for
welcome.
offering your time.
Yeah.
Next video we will make will be in a month when we will plant a forest here.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, it will be. Actually a little bit cold because the wind started blowing and the sun is setting. So I don't want to talk too much longer.
Okay. So thank you for watching this video, and if you want to support, please support Original Buddha Temples and UNSU Foundation.
And it's with the original Buddha temples, as far as I understand, this is, and it's all explained on the website. For very little, seedlings don't cost money, or cost money but very little. So for your very little, even a very small donation, can buy a few trees, future trees, and the labor which we will do here, planting them, it's free. We just offer it. And there will be volunteers coming. It's not going to be just Igor and me. So even a small donation will make a difference. So if you want to help. Great.
You are freezing, Sunim.
Yeah, I'm cold.
Let's
I'm
finish.
cold.